and whatnot in order to try and stall your opponent out, right? Try and make sure that they can't get composting value, can't get arbor value, because those are the cards that are going to end up winning the game.
All right, Fire Watch Post is always the question here. We keep the Battle Guard, obviously, because it's a really good card, TJ. Might be tempting to keep the Teacher's Pet with that in mind, but nope, he's going to keep the Watch Post and the Battle Guard only.
Okay. Makes sense.
It does. There's schools of thought that say the Watch Post isn't as good as people think it is. I don't agree with those schools of thought, but it's, good players have said that. In the opener, and the game's going to crash. Not the game, just the spectator mode.
Just the spectator.
Get ready, spectators.
Dire situation just yet.
Well, coin Battle Guard crash spectator mode.
Oh, yep. Okay, we are in dire situation yet.
Dire situation. The ship has sailed, TJ. Now we can't see the ship.
That ship just keeps on sailing, huh?
It's just gone. Nalguidan is going to be able to play the Octobot, though. And I think that's what he did.
Did he?
I think so.
Yeah, fair point.
He might have daggers.
No Hands wants to play Watch Post.
Yep, looks like it. There we go.
Yeah, for sure. And not going to go with composting just yet. Going to try and get a little bit more value. Nalguidan, though, does have... I mean, this is a pretty good follow-up, right?
This was interesting, though. No Hands had the choice there of going... Obviously, you proc the Octobot, so it's the minimum number of cards. But he did choose to finish it off rather than delivering 2 damage to face.
Yeah.
Which did 2 things. It stops the Shadow Step effect, but also it means that he has now weakened his Razor Main, which is a big deal if it's going to get hit by a Prize Plunderer, for instance.
Yeah, Nalguidan doesn't have the Prize Plunderer, though, and this is a little bit difficult. He wants to get rid of the attacking minions, but if he wants to go for a field contact turn, it means that he really wants to get rid of the Far Watch Post. So maybe open with field contact Brain Freeze.
Right way, this is considered a field contact turn, but you do sometimes have to do this. It's a combination of occupying board and drawing just a few cards, relying on your second field contact to get the job done because you're having an emergency, and No Hands is having the opposite of an emergency, whatever that is, because he's drawn the Grey Barrel.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
I'm going to look it up.
Yep, opposite of emergency. It was a cue.
A solution. He's having a solution.
No, you don't have solutions unless you're a chemist. They have lots of them. What else? Find some more words.
He's having a blessing.
How could that be the opposite of emergency?
He's having a calm. He's having a happiness.
He's having a happiness.
He's having a...
Is he on his t-shirt?
He's having a peace. He's having an advantage.
No, he looks comfortable enough to me.
He's having a benefit. He's having a success. There we go.
He's having a success. The Grey Bow is a success. Right, he does have the composting available. Not much to... Oh no, please, make it stop. Not much to put it on right now. Oh, he's going to have to play them, isn't he? How about composting on just 2? You play a pack mule and then you're composting, and then you've got the other mule for the Oracle.
What if you just play Park Panther?
Just play it. Just out it goes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just
what's the follow up? If you play the Park Panther now, what's?
Just you just click on it. You know.
All right, and it appears on the board.
Yep.
And then what? We're looking at Oracle into Pack Mule the turn after, with, of course, it's doubled, and then you start getting stuff.
And then composing after that. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff. I can buy into this plan.
Yeah.
Time waits for no one.
Got some stuff going on, you know?
Job done.
He has, however, of course, played the Pack Mule. And he's played the left-hand one again.
Yep.
Which is the one that breaks things.
Yep.
But
No, and Nalguidan's playing an Octobot again. I feel this is deja vu.
all over again.
Deja vu.
Oh, he actually played both mules, so next turn he gets to Oracle and Composting if stuff's hanging around.
You're paying
Yeah.
for my discretion.
I imagine it's going to be Secret Passage this turn, and then next turn's the Field Contact plus everything kind of turn. And he's going to look
that makes
for
sense.
just some ways to draw cards or ways to clear off the board. Double prep. Well, I mean, he can
Right.
get a lot of pen flingers going on here. That's
He's going to
that's a
fling
benefit.
some pens, yeah. But there's 2 minions going to be hanging around, so play the Oracle, and there's 3 of them hanging around like a bad smell for the Composting. There's a lot of cards cleared out in Nalguidan's deck there.
You're paying for my discretion.
Oh, wow. That's... Can he get them both? He can. How does Nalguidan ever win this game now? Losing all the spell damage. He's going to have to win on board?
Yeah.
That seems tough against this deck from this position.
Well, I don't know if it's that tough.
We're going to find out. The next turn's the one where we learn all about how tough it's going to be, because it's going to be field contacting to draw a lot of cards and kill a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's what he's banking on.
Okay, let's see what's in the box.
Too quiet.
Nice little pen flinger. Swindle.
Okay.
Okay. Shadow Step.
What are we shadow stepping? A plunderer? Seems alright. Because the field contact... I don't know.
Yeah, he can't clear off everything here, right? It's just ever so slightly awkward.
I think it's awkward, yeah.
Unless he picked up the second pen flinger off the top? Is that what it would have had to be?
Oh, is he playing 2? Have a look. I'd miss that if he is. My bad. No, he's only playing the 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now he can go. This plus the Grey Bow's isolated, and now he has board. And yeah, this is how he wins, right? Because, like, how does No Hands come back on board? He's played the Park Panther. Nalguidan's drawn through his whole deck.
Into 2 drop. Yeah, like this. It's not quite enough.
I mean,
When does he die, though? Does he wait?
I think he waits so you can get the composing down. But if he waits, he's not killing. But I guess field contact's not that bad because there's only 5 cards left in deck. But there's no spell damage left. So how much damage is that? That's 6. If he can get everything off with 7 mana.
It's not so much how much he can get off; it's how much he can put on the board, including a Kazakas into a 5-drop, right?
In the
Yeah.
Moonwell.
He's just gonna
Like he can.
hope it lives.
The Garots will only be 16 damage with no spell damage, assuming there is no spell damage. I say only. That means he only needs to have the board for 1 turn and hit for 12, which is doable. There is no Manquick in the deck. That's valuable damage he doesn't have.
Muzzle their magic.
He can.
Kazakus could be a big deal. Yeah, he can. Or very close to it. I mean, at a certain point, he's got to, like, you trade in the field contact.
Otherwise, you die when you play your cards. Yeah. You were saying Kazakus is a big deal. Were you thinking in terms of just making a couple of 5/5s, or even, I think 10s are too slow, but a couple of 5s? So,
Yeah. Just to have something on board, yep. Or just, like, give your minions plus whatever. I mean, this game's over. Like, No Hands doesn't have, like, a single draw off the top that can even do anything.
It was well done by Nalguidan. I mean, you saw it as well, but I didn't think he could get it done on tempo with what he was up against. But proof that I was wrong is looking me in the face right now.
Yeah.
And he's done this all season, where he's had branching paths. I'm not saying they're all difficult, but he's got them right a lot when he's had these sort of decisions.
Job's done.
And now he does actually win next turn. He's got the Garots available, and he can trade into the Squirrel to make the space available. I think that's enough. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was a good game of Hearthstone.
Yeah, it was, I mean, this is exactly how we said that the Rogue was going to be able to win, which was tempo. No Hand's going to give Nalguidan the respect of not messing this combo up and say, all right, I'm out of here. I mean, it's not even really that's combo. It's play your Garots, trade in a minion, draw the Garots, attack face, right?
Yeah.
So, but a nice little victory there, because that can be a tough matchup. And honestly, a lot of tough decisions back and forth. No Hands ended the game with double composting in hand. Like, is there ever a world where, you know, he could have gotten that down a little bit sooner, even though it wouldn't have been high value? Is there a world where he, like, holds on to Oracle and Anoyotron to try and wait for composting? Like, it's so difficult.
You highlighted a turn at the time with the Pack Mule, where he could have just done not much for one turn, and then next turn he could have gone Oracle, Pack Mule, composting, and he would have been okay on board as well. He extended more things to the board.
Yeah, it was the turn where I was like, he could just play Park Panther, and you could tell that he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right. He was certainly thinking about it, but opted against it, which is also perfectly fine, right? In just the way the game panned out, we can be result-oriented, like we always take the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
And say, meh, you know, like, meh, could have optimized, meh. But I don't even know if it would have been an optimization at that point.
But it was definitely a branching path, which is what we're here to highlight, that he could have done it differently, and it may have turned out differently on this occasion.
Yeah.
Which is the occasion that he would have loved it to turn out differently.
Yeah.
Right, key cards, Anetheron, Battlemaster, Flesh Giant. Alright, great. Back to the Druid game.
Alright, so we're looking at Handlock versus Garrote Rogue. I feel like with how much slower it is, it's not that great of a matchup anymore. A lot of times you could get like that big swing turn right before the Rogue was able to combo you and utilize Cult Neophytes to kind of block things. I'm curious if that's still going to be the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure at all, because I don't think it was that great before. I think it was good before, but when people learned to hold their brain freezers, I think the game got... Because what happened is the Rogue just destroyed Handlock originally. And then the Handlock learned, hang on, let's hold on to all our stuff and spam it all in one turn, and that's really hard to deal with. And then the Rogue was at the point where it had learned to hold its brain freezers and shadow steps and try and respond to that turn. And we're sort of at that impasse where Handlock was favoured because it would spam Neophytes in that giant turn. Mm-hmm. But the Rogue was fighting back. And then it all got nerfed, so now we kind of start all that again. So... yeah, agree with you. Interested to see where it goes now, and the fact it's slower surely doesn't help the Handlock in any way, you wouldn't think.
Nope, but still up in the air.
Yeah, but is it slower? Are the things it actually did to win the game, apart from your giants are a bit slower, but you're holding them until turn 7 or 8 anyway, is it actually any slower in this particular matchup outside of some fringe cases?
I still think it is. Because of your quest completion, you need so much more damage to be taken in order to complete those quests. Like, on average, it's at least a turn slower. Because it takes you an additional turn to complete each stage of the quest. I don't know.
But if you're not playing, so my argument is, if you're not or my question argument, I don't know what it is, it's something. If you're not playing those giants because you're holding them anyway, because you're trying to set up a sort of double giant, double neophyte thing, does it matter that they're a turn slower if you're not playing them on the turn they're activated?
Maybe not, but we could go even a step further and say they don't even play Rod anymore. So maybe it's even
that's a big
a step further beyond, right? Maybe it's like six steps slower.
That's a lot of steps.
You better believe it is.
I was named after someone who took a famous step. There you go. Puzzle for the week.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yep.
What? Wait, what? Huh? Sure.
No, I'm sure you're talking about Neil Armstrong.
I am, yeah.
Yeah. I just tried to make a joke.
Yeah, but I don't understand any...
I tend to do that a lot.
At all. Well, make jokes? Why didn't you tell me? We could have had some laughs over the week.
Haha, bummer.
We could have been messing around instead of...
Wait, you like to make jokes too? Oh,
I love making jokes, TJ. It's one of my favourite
Oh, what a
things.
bunch of missed opportunities.
Yeah. Imagine a world where you get paid, I don't know, $500 and a point just for telling jokes. That'd be the best thing ever.
I know. What? $500 per joke and 1 point per joke? We'd be racking up the bucks.
We would be absolutely so meta. We've run out of jokes. Back to the game then, I guess.
Back to the game.
Nothing's happened. It's turn 3. Nalguidan has played an early neophyte for some board.
Okay.
So I guess is a relevant thing that he's done.
Yeah, we got a Netheron. We got some Gnolls. We got some ways to fight back on board. Feel like we're looking pretty solid at the moment.
Nalguidan, on the other hand, has picked up some awkward decisions. Because,
So many.
like, the instinct is, just reduce the cost of your hand, but you really need 1.5 Org Merchants of the Ethel variety in this matchup. You can't just get away with winning on board because you're never getting there on board. There's too much healing, too much removal, just waiting to be used on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, he could do it of the the garden variety. Wait, what did I say? Guardian.
Garden.
Yeah.
Common or garden Org Merchant.
Garden. I know. I was like, wait, what? How did that come out of my mouth?
Lesser spotted Org Merchant.
Ugh.
They're lesser spotted when I play it, that's for sure. They're always at the bottom. So, whilst Nalguidan's struggling to go about his business, NoHands is just doing the thing that Handlock does. Tapping, drawing cards, progressing quests slowly, playing big things on turn 4.
Probably can wait a turn for a field contact and just go for secret passage.
Yeah, it was
Get some stuff out here.
kind of a close call, but I like this. And because he didn't play the contact, he now gets to play one of these shrouds, which is all he can do. But hey, maybe it'll fuel the contact that's in his hand. He played 2 cards, so there's no point pinging the Anetheron. Just wait, and then maybe contact next turn.
Yeah, that's not going to be 2-1 Thief, just to spend the mana. It does have stealth, but yeah, I think you're just going to wait for the draw. It makes a lot of sense.
I think one of the reasons to hold it, personally, is the One Thief also powers up the prize plunderer as well as the draw.
Okay.
Because this Anetheron's kind of irritating me.
Yeah. True. Does have an irritating aura around it. That's definitely something. Go double null here.
What were we saying about swing turns on sort of turn 7 or 8? He's just playing stuff on turn 4 and 5.
I mean, playing stuff is good. Next turn, if, you know, once these things die that are cheap, he can raise dead and get them back and be more cheap, and yeah.
Yep, gets rid of the Octobot, so that's not going to make some things more cheap.
It's quiet.
But now it's time for field contact. No Hands had to expect this after seeing the Octobot and then a secret passage turn, trying to look for more resources. He could just go double spell damage.
Oh no! I was wrong last game when I said about this sort of not being a thing, but surely he can't play both this time. Surely not. He might have to. Oh my goodness.
He absolutely can. And don't call me Shirley.
Wow. Are we stooping that low now? We're doing airplane quotes. Movies so old that I have seen them.
Yikes.
Choose soon.
What do you even do?
You brain freeze something, you prize plunge. No, you can't do both. I guess just brain freeze something. And then what? Take 5. Blech.
Just eat 5. Oh, and find Shadow Step on the last card, which changes everything for next turn. Actually gives him a chance now. Important thing for No Hands here is he doesn't have a neophyte, so he's not going to be able to do the normal thing of slowing Nalguidan's pop-off turn down.
I wonder.
Yeah. He does have a neophyte in the raised dead pool.
Is he going to be scared of his own health total here? Down to 13 or 16 or whatever it's going to be.
Well, I mean,
Deal with it a bit, isn't he? Some drains.
He's got some drain souls. I don't think he's worried about dying next turn.
Almost out of time.
There's a 1-mana field contact. Field surgeon in his opponent's hand.
No coin neophyte. No coin giant. No coin giant. No coin neophyte. One of them. I mean, he's at 9. Like, do you really need a giant?
What he really needed was the neophyte. That's the important part. And giant backup.
So, can he... I mean, with Shooting Star, he can clear a lot again, but...
Too quiet.
That would require spell damage again. Prize Plunder can clear up enough.
Give me that. Not what I want.
Yep. He's... The neophyte was such a huge find. So he's dealt enough that he doesn't die unless there's a Battle Master.
He might be worried about Battle Master at this point. He's been through half the deck. He could Shooting Star Guardian Og Merchant. That's second spell damage.
You're paying for my discretion.
Would clear the board,
I hope
though.
Kazakus does its thing.
I mean, he's at 16, but I mean that never feels like entirely safe, right?
Yeah, you just know that it's not a real 16 though, it's a pretendy 16. Because Tam's in and stuff, and suddenly it's 22 or something crazy happens.
Yeah.
But, I guess, we're looking at 16 in Garot's raw damage without any spell damage. There's a Kazakus in hand, that gets spell damage half the time or something. There's another Shadow Step, I think.
Yeah, I just showed it.
Shadow Step
Shadow
Kazakus
Step.
and try again. I mean, I'm reaching, but, you know...
Or if the spell damage sticks.
Here for the tour?
Yep. He'll only need 1 spell damage. He's unlucky if No Hands gets out of range of double spell damage, I think.
Heard of me?
Maybe he's not unlucky if that happens, actually. Alright, so he can do it.
Here for the tour?
He's also got to deal with all this lot at the same time.
Alright. So he needs 18, which is, yeah, just a single spell damage.
Needs a field surgeon first. Field surgeon? Field contact. Why do I keep calling it field surgeon, and why is that even
I don't know.
Of course, Hearthstone is not a contact sport, right?
If only it was.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Alright, so he's gonna, what is he gonna pre-shuffle the Garrots?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Because No Hands didn't heal out of range.
I mean, this is 12. He can't get 12 from the bleeds. Okay, he can get Cone of Cold?
Yeah, No Hands did shake his head after his bad positioning, and he's going to regret this. It's only a fringe case, but it's a huge fringe case. I think he knew he'd done it as soon as it happened. I did sort of notice it at the time.
That's brutal.
Something was awry.
Yeah. And it just so happened that it was the exact scenario he was trying to avoid. All right, can get into bristleback territory, so it's actually not even that big of a deal because Nalguidan just can't deal enough damage. He's at 18. He needs to find spell damage from the Kazakis or has no chance.
Accustomed to the smell. Muzzle their magic.
Yeah, and this is the turn we talked about in the intro. It's only turn 8. It feels like turn 7014, but it is only turn 8. And this is what we're talking about. Neophyte, load of big stuff. And Nalguidan doesn't even have a field thing at the moment, whatever that card's called.
Nope, no field thing. Field surgeon, field contact, you know, interchangeable really, from my perspective.
They're pretty similar, aren't they?
I'm looking for a few.
Is there even anything that, like, even if you hit poison? Like, I don't think he kills that turn, even if he hits spell damage.
Oh, he's got to hit. He's hit spell damage +2. There's a flicker of a smile there because it's completely useless right now.
Yeah. All right.
Couldn't get there.
Yep.
One apiece, and you were saying that Warlock's been kind of the surprise deck of the week because it should be not very good, but it seems to be doing all right.
Yeah, in theory, you'd be like, yeah, it's just too slow now. But you just put in the cards that aren't affected by all that nonsense, right? You put in an Etheron,
Yeah.
put in Knolls. I mean, those are, if you have a full hand, they're always going to be one. It doesn't matter how much damage you've taken. It doesn't matter how much they're reduced, right? They're just going to be one. I guess Knolls can technically get cheaper, but just kept playing threats. And Nalguidan was forced in this weird position where he was so low so early into the game, so had to play incredibly defensively.
See the difference between this and the Druid, right? It's almost panned out identically for Nalguidan in that he had to get rid of his spell damage, had to try and win on tempo. And just the difference between a handlock deck and an aggro Druid deck came to play. One's designed to deal with large boards and one is not.
Yep.
Yeah, the exact opposite result. Predictably, in fairness, the second he had to start giving up major concessions. But now he gets his own aggro Druid deck against the handlock, and this is interesting because it's a battle for composting, as far as I'm concerned at least. Can you compost your things, or do you just play fair Hearthstone?
Yeah, and does your opponent soul rend you? That's also another one.
Yeah, that's quite a big
Which
deal, right?
which is directly in line with can you compost your minions or not. So it's all about having like that follow-up, protecting your minions with Guardian Og Merchant to make the removal awkward for the Warlock. We've seen some very interesting games with this particular matchup. It was notably in the last year's standing week when Monsanto and Language Hacker brought the Aggro Druid and Handlock was dominating the metagame. So I'm hoping for one of those matchups where it's this close back and forth, where the Aggro Druid is kind of this underdog because they're faced with all this removal. There's always a chance that Aggro Druid just absolutely dominates. So
I feel like it's slightly favoured. I mean, that week, obviously, Monsanto won because he always wins, picking up $3,000 for his 6 wins and 5 points for his 5 wins, even. And 500 for
careful there. It's yeah.
I nearly forgot how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 wins. Otherwise, he gets $3,500 for 6 wins. But yeah, he did show that week some very careful play. You've got to. It's the old Hearthstone, I don't know, adage. It's not an adage though. I'm just making it up. But you've got to be just the right amount of greedy on how much cards you want to draw, and you've got to spot when the time is right to ignore all that and just hit your opponent in the face.
To be fair to you, at what point does something become an adage?
No. When does something become an adage?
Like, that's an adage right now. Like, I just made it one. Like,
oh, okay.
saying it,
adage.
So it is now an adage. I've made the executive decision.
Vocabulary.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're the adage decider, man.
Yeah. Well, who is? Like, nobody knows. So, I mean, if nobody's taking that throne, I will. I'm fine with that.
The throne of the adage. That sounds good. I like that title.
I mean, the definition, an adage, a proverb or short statement expressing a general truth. Like, that's so vague.
That's what
you
we
just
do.
Any short statement that expresses a general truth is an adage. So.
Yep, including that one.
Yeah, you know the old adage, as they say. Hearthstone's pretty cool. That's a general.
The old
truth.
adage that any general truth is an adage.
Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, yeah, we both said meanwhile.
Cards in his half.
I like how we both know when to bail out right at the same time. Like, we've been casting together for so long now. Our bailout meter in our heads is at exactly the same moment.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, we don't even have like A-Bar screaming at us or Nimch screaming at us. We just bail out about now, otherwise they're going to scream.
Yeah, it's perfect timing.
And then we both get distracted at the same time because we haven't actually bailed out. We've just pretended to bail out for the public view. Yeah. We're actually still talking about adages.
Then we go down a different rabbit hole. All right, now, here we go. Meanwhile, Hearthstone game going on. No Hands kept control of the board early, was able to tour guide into the touch, got rid of the peasant, stopped the early draw, but it's not struggling a little bit. Those Divine Shields presenting a problem. Had Soul Run on 4, couldn't use it. Wasn't enough stuff on board. There was a Divine Shield in the way. Instead, takes the life tap and is going to wait for the opportune moment to go for it.
Needs this Part Panther to defend the Divine Shield. He knows that Soul Rend is quite likely coming after what's just happened, so wants to have something remaining on the board, even if it is just an Annoyatron, because opponent down to 13 means that every point of damage is absolutely crucial right now.
Yeah. Double Soul Rend now. I feel like No Hands can get it. Well, I mean, one, he's incredibly low health. So I think he needs to Soul Rend here. I guess he could Drain Soul. Go Tamsin, Drain Soul. He could do that next turn, and if you play one Soul Rend, your opponent's probably going to not respect the second one there.
Right.
That's tough. You could also Tour Guide, tap, see what's there, and then, well, if he Tour Guides, he's probably committing to the Soul Rend. So
this gets him closer to his Bristleback, which he needs if he plays the Tour Guide first.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's kind of the point of the deck, but in particular in this exact situation, this will get him really close to the Bristleback, which he needs more urgently than usual.
All right. Not bad. Bristleback. Flesh Giant. At least he didn't lose both of either one.
All right. Nalguidan has a wealth of mediocre but okay options.
I mean, he's playing something that costs 5 mana this turn. That is a certainty.
Is he playing a coin and something that costs 1 mana with it, though? Because if he does, I bet it's the Infestation.
Well, that would be quite correct.
Thank you.
But which one? Do you just save Arbor up for one more turn, play like a Graybow, and then coin Infestation so it's harder for No Hands to isolate it?
What about do it on the Teacher's Pet, because then the Teacher's Pet's got 6 health and you've got to kill that, and you've got to kill the thing that comes out of the Teacher's Pet.
Yeah, I like that. What? It's like you and Nalguidan came to that conclusion at the very same time. Nicely done.
I was there. I was ahead. Alright. This is actually super tricky. Yeah, the difference is that Nalguidan can't see the hand that I'm looking at, and I can. And I can still only just about get there at the same speed as him.
Yeah. Well, he can go Tamsin Drain Soul on the Teacher's Pet, heal up, try and not be vulnerable to Arbor up, and then use play the Soul Rend the next turn.
If he taps Bristlebacks it, is he dead to Arbor up?
I wonder.
Probably, right? Actually, he's probably not dead to it.
He would go up to 17. There would be 6 on board, 8 on board. It would have to be a lot. Yeah, it would have even Mukla. It would still be short.
Okay, so that was an option.
Haven't heard of me.
He's got. Oh, okay. This is cool. He's going to reduce the amount of damage from Armor Up by killing off the small minions.
That's cool. And then, yep. If you want to take your time to kill my Tamsin, be my guest.
Yeah.
Oh. However, don't do it with Part Panther, because that would be really annoying and hurt me. Nalguidan got quite a lot of information from that turn. That isn't easy to process. Like, that was a weird looking play from No Hands.
Did he though? I mean, like. I don't think he got information that Soul Rend was in hand, because Soul Rend probably wouldn't be used on that board because it wasn't a big board and there's a 6 health minion. It'd be difficult. I mean, obviously he got information that there wasn't really that many threats, but even not then, like, this seemed like just a solid play overall to isolate a minion on board and then
Time waits for no one.
draw cards, heal up. So, hard to say.
Next turn is... oh, interesting. Nalguidan valuing the 1/1 here over the extra point of damage, by the way. Guess that makes sense.
Yeah. He just wants more minions for Arbor Up. Alright, so now we can get a Soul Rend happening, and then you just bristle back whatever comes out, unless it's a Jungle Panther. Well, you want a Bread Baker?
I don't know. I want to do a lot of things.
I wonder.
I can't do them all. I want to fly.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, Soul Rend into Bristleback looks like the obvious play there. Oops. He's dead. Nearly. Oh, he's panicking.
I forgot about this one. I was thinking Jungle Panther. Jungle Panther, he actually would just be dead.
He can Tour Guide Drain Soul himself if he wants to here.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to. I think he's decided that Arbor costing 6 will be enough to prevent accidents.
Yeah.
Or further accidents, more to the point.
Yeah. Oh. You just push it? There's no Park Panthers left, so he doesn't have any like damage from hand.
When you say push it, do you mean Argent Squire Arbor up, or do you mean something else?
Yeah, Argent Squire Arbor up. And then just push the
Okay.
damage to face. Put him on 2.
And say if you can clear one more board, which you probably can.
I wonder.
The only problem if you make that play is you never get to compost, but it's probably beyond that point anyway now. It would have to be the next card off the top of your deck to be relevant, I think, so...
Time waits for no one.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Oh, he's going to keep it stealth, maybe.
Okay. So that way it'll have a Greybow in it no matter what, because there's no more Soul Rends.
Yup.
So if he kills the Greybow, then this will have a Greybow inside of it. And if you kill the Greybow, it has Poisonous and a Greybow inside of it. So it can kill like the swing back turn.
Now I want to bake some bread.
Out of the
Yep.
oven.
Bake some bread.
That is my currency.
Let's bake it.
Baking it. Suddenly back to 16. Sorry, tell me more about bread.
No, that's it. That's really all I wanted to say about bread, I promise you.
Okay.
All right, so now what?
I mean, I'm going to steal your lines from earlier, but maybe it's to do with squirrels and composting. I mean, he's still got 22 cards in his deck versus 4, which is somewhat ridiculous.
Yeah.
In fact, it's pretty nuts.
And let's, why don't we take a gander?
Protects me.
Oh, there's a Flesh Giant in there.
In fact, there's everything you could ever want in those 4 cards.
Yeah.
Alright, he's all in.
All right.
Time is nigh. I love how we just forget the quest exists now. Like, it's
I
still
know.
there, you still play it. Like, part 2. Probably
So he's
quicker
going
to get to the end of the Godfather part 2 than it is this quest.
Yeah, we saw what these were. This is only the second portion of the quest. He just wants to be able to get as big of a tempo swing as possible. So this allows for double Knoll Flesh Giant.
More bones to gnaw.
Or, no, not double Knoll Flesh Giant. Knoll Flesh Giant, Baron Scavenger, and then probably a Drain Soul. He actually doesn't want to touch this Argent Squire because he doesn't want to give this Moccasin poison. He wants to leave the Divine Shield on. So, get everything but... Okay, no Scavenger. Alright. That's fine.
God, why isn't this over?
I mean, it is over.
Sure, fair point.
Nalguidan knows the Battle Master's there. Oh, is it over though? Yeah, it's over. He could hero power the Flesh Giant and trade everything. Oh no, he's got a Greybow inside this thing. I keep forgetting.
I keep forgetting as well. It's been there a while.
So it's not over. He's got 25 cards left. 8 of them are squirrels, are acorns. I don't think I've ever seen this much of a deck disparity before in all my years of casting.
Don't think I have
25 to
either.
0.
Nope. I also can't think of a time. I'm sure there were decks that used to fill up. Some of the original Benedictus, what did that do? That maybe did it.
The original Benedictus.
You shuffled your opponent's deck into yours or something nonsense.
Okay.
Did I dream that card?
Certainly possible.
I mean, it's happened before. Pretty sure. There was this card I dreamt about one
No,
time.
that,
right?
that exists.
And you played this card, and it swapped hands with your opponent, even if you had no cards, and you got all their cards. It was amazing, but what a dream. Oh.
Yeah, instead of Dark Bishop Benedictus, it was Archbishop Benedictus. Shuffle a copy of your opponent's deck into your deck.
So that's a bigger disparity than 25, right off the bat.
Yeah, but it costs a lot of mana. That's like the that's the thing.
Quest nearly complete. So soon.
You get accustomed to the smell.
Nalguidan needs some acorns right now. And by right now, I mean 2 turns ago.
Yeah, I mean, even at this point, like, what's he gonna do? He gets a bunch of acorns, then what happens?
They die.
Yeah, he gets... Did somebody say acorns?
Hello? And Adorable Infestation.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what he drew there, like, what would have had to been? Second Arbor up?
Posting, then you trade, and then you hit something else.
Yeah, but like it feels like you die to Battlemaster no matter what you do there.
What's the something else? There must be a something else. Second Teacher's Pet? Composting, you trade, your thing dies, you get a Teacher's Pet. And you've got a whole army of squirrel card drawers. And then you die to Tamsin.
Yep. He dies to Battlemaster.
2-1 to NoHandsGamer. Getting it done with the handlock. Again. I've seen so much of this deck going well.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's gotten that much slower. Obviously, he hit the removal there, right? He had access to both Soul Rents throughout the game. Just being able to hit the Peasant on turn 2, right? Going Tour Guide into tap, Touch of Nathrazim was quite good in itself.
Yeah.
So I'd say that outcome is expected if you consider those draws. That everything coming out on time was never the part of this matchup. It was always hitting the removal. I think we talked about that a little bit at the beginning. So I think Nalguidan found some creative lines too. You know, keeping this Moccasin Stell, letting it get guaranteed get the Greybow, and having an opportunity to go for things. Quite solid. But Nalguidan was just able to get there. So, or no hands. Sorry, was just able to get there. Did I say no hands? If I did,
You said
didn't.
names
I
interchangeably
meant to.
for a while. I think we can all make up our own stories as to who's who.
Yep. Well, they
Nalguidan,
both start with N, and they both have kind of the same cadence to it, right?
They do. Nalguidan NoHandsGamer.
All right, Death Rattle Demon Hunter.
NoHandsGamer.
This is what
Death
we're
Rattle
all
Demon
here
Hunter.
for.
This is actually what we're here for, joking aside, because they have to clear a lot of stuff as the handlock, and although they're good at dealing a lot of sort of damage, we've seen what a Moonfang can do to handlock, and this is like a deck full of Moonfangs, except Moonfang isn't in it, which is kind of weird, but there you go.
Yeah, well, Moonfang doesn't have a Death Rattle, so if Moonfang had a Death Rattle of oh, what? What? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we're going.
If Moonfang read Death Rattle, summon this minion with 1 less health than it had when it died.
That'd be gory.
It'd be the same.
Would it though? Because
No, it wouldn't.
be a Death Rattle minion.
Yeah. It'd be much better, right?
Would be a lot better because you could get it with persistent. No, not with the weapon that gets persistent peddlers and nothing else.
Tusk Piercer.
Tusk Piercer.
It would also mean you couldn't just like deal.
Almost out of time.
Oh no, it would be the same, wouldn't it?
Job done.
Because if you killed it while it was at 1 health, it would resummon, but then die immediately.
And then it come back as -1, -2, -3.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, too far down.
Okay, back up. But you could fetch it.
Fail.
You could fetch it is my point. It's the same card, but you could fetch it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's slightly better.
Yeah. Bang it on. Pretty decent
You don't
curve
need to
here.
tell me when to bail.
You're right.
Okay, Nalguidan, you were saying.
Played a Cold Neophyte on 2. That's it. He's got a good curve, right? He's got Beastmaster, which will pull the Renowned Performer out. Got Crossroads Watchpost to just be an annoying Watchpost. It's just what it is. Just what it does.
He's actually got to plan his annoying watch posts here. The Crossroads one is super annoying. I'm actually surprised it took this long to see some level of play on ladder.
Yeah.
And to the person who's there who will inevitably say, I played it on ladder. Yeah, I know you did. Well done. Good for you. But no, it's seeing like proper play now in some priest decks and so on.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be really irritating here as well.
I wonder.
It just doesn't feel great to just drain soul it. But it feels even worse to backfire.
Yep. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? 3 mana, draw 3 overpriced cards. But they are Warlock cards, so they're probably about the right price. Right, decision time for Nalguidan. How does he want to use this watch post, if at all? It's very slow, but it's also very good.
I grow.
Playing it right now is kind of weird. Because do you really want... maybe it's not weird. Because, like, the Farwatch post is doing so much work.
Yep.
Nah, I think you gotta wait.
I think another reason to pile on this pressure actually is No Hands is down to 15 health. Like, you've got to threaten that, right? You've got to force him to respond. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of your death rattles, is that with 4 mana, which is all No Hands has got, and half of his cards have been increased in value, the idea is to finish this quick. That's fine. I mean, it's not what you want, obviously, but given that they're likely to have it at some point, that'll do.
Mm-hmm.
So now he needs to find a way, I don't know if you can help me with this, to link the dots to turn 7, where he can drop a Blackthorn.
I mean, he could just play another Beastmaster here and just like that infinite train, but like... Then the Crossroads Watch Post is kind of stranded because he could go Watch Post this turn, Hero Power, the next turn go 3 into 3, but the banker that's in hand would be pulled out by the other 3, so then it's inefficient.
Maybe the Watch Post just doesn't cross any key numbers for him, is what's on his mind.
Yeah.
As well as it's been just a nuisance in terms of mana cost.
Yeah.
Because if you can distract No Hands for 1 more turn, this Blackthorn should be pretty good.
So many.
By the way, I think of it as distracting your opponent when you play cards against them. And it works on Language Hacker every time.
Everything's just so expensive.
Yeah, it's weird how, you know, just the one mana makes so much difference. What was this, a 5 mana Neophyte? Effectively, because nothing else happened.
He took a power off the board.
I guess.
I grow impatient.
These turns are so difficult.
This is so hard.
It's just because, like, when is the watch post supposed to come out?
Yeah,
If he hasn't played it at this point, like, it's supposed to come out like after you play Deathspeaker Blackthorn. Is that the goal of it?
I'm wondering if it's supposed to come out when your death rattles are going to fetch other death rattles, so you don't need to play them. So you've got a turn where you're sort of holding all your 3-drops in your hand. But he got the wrong 3-drops in the wrong order, so it didn't work out that way.
Like you love a good deal.
Thought.
Yeah, I mean, and while we've been talking about all this, like, no one's just about to die.
Yeah, he's just getting chipped away, and that's the other reason for not playing the watch post the way this has worked out, I think.
Yeah. Having minions that can attack instead of just like this disruption effect.
The minion that
Pretty good.
watches.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Assistant
called a
Peddler.
watch post.
Incredibly
Watches your
annoying.
game.
Yeah, just wow, this is a lot of cool stuff happening, guys. I'm just a watch post. I'm
Good
just
watch.
watching. I'm here to watch.
Just watches the posts.
Just Dream sold the
Post-game show in a minute.
Dream sold the Peddler twice.
Look like you love a good deal.
Surprise!
Yeah. And
Biggest
now
surprise if the
Blackthorn.
third one comes out. Yep.
Yeah, no. All right, let's take a look. We got.
Does he have enough stuff? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got double devouring ectoplasm, razor boar, renowned performer.
You struggle against the inevitable.
Yes.
A lot of good stuff here. Maybe he was hoping for more.
Oh!
second
He
devouring
rips the
ectoplasm?
soul rend! Sorry to shout right over whatever it was you just said. I didn't hear a word of it.
How can I help you?
What's a day for a back?
But he did rip the soul rend.
It's still oddly a lot of stuff on board. Like,
Yeah, I thought that would be definitely more impressive than it was.
yeah, like there's still 5 minions. They're much smaller, but there's still 5 of them. Okay. Importantly, gets rid of the draw for the banker as well. Let's pick up off the top. Is that an Inquisitor? Oh, that's an
It
Inquisitor.
is.
But he can't get the value from it. Do you just play the Inquisitor and leave it at 8 and trade over with the Blackthorn? Nah. Watch some posts.
8 mana watch post. He's gonna watch some posts.
Yeah. Fortunately, No Hands can just kill it and then make big threats.
That is my correction.
Needs them because the Inquisitor's pretty big.
Yep.
Back to 26 though, after all this. So much healing in this deck, it's absurd. He's down to 5 cards in the deck. Let's look what they are.
Get a couple of coils, touch, tour guide, null.
So there's
Not the
nothing
best.
left in the deck.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like he just needs his hand right now to get there. There's just he gets Flush Giant Scavenger down this turn, threatening with Battlemaster. Nalguidan's going to have to use this Ildar Inquisitor to trade because even if he gets like Skull of Gul'dan off the top, he's not even going to be able to play it.
You
Yep.
get accustomed to
And-
the smell.
What can Nalguidan actually do to... I mean, he can remove a lot of stuff with this Inquisitor actually this turn.
Yeah, I guess he
health.
could. Yeah, I guess he could go Inquisitor and then attack into the Flush Giant, and then Skull
can
for
full
reload
clear.
next turn.
The quest on. He can full clear if he wants to here. I'm not saying that's correct, by the way, but it's a thing he can do. like you say, then he can skull.
Demons? Demons.
Yeah, but Skull in this deck is not really finding anything proactive. That's the problem.
Yeah, just the other Inquisitor for...
Oh!
Time grows short.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh ho! How does he get rid of it?
Oh, you gotta go.
Wait.
Gotta go!
Okay. He's forcing pretty much the giant trade here. I wonder if he could have done something else here. And got another attack out of this. If he left up the 2 taunts and just traded value trade, or the 2/2 into the tour guide, and left up both his 1/1s.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
I guess he knows there's 2 coils. He doesn't know they're the bottom 3 cards. He's assuming one's in hand.
Then strike harder.
And now he's under some hurt.
Yeah, if he knew that the coils...
If he had traded into that giant, like...
Alas, poor warlock. You possess
This turn would have been
Honestly-
pretty weak for no hands.
I was thinking the opposite. He could have left up the giant and the 3/3 and just kept his 2/1/1 taunts there.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
But he doesn't know that 2 mortal coils are the bottom 3 cards. He thinks they're actually in No Hands' hand, or at least one of them. That's a logical thing to expect, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess result-oriented thinking once again. If he kills that giant, the raised dead was Bloodshard Bristleback and Tamsin. So No Hands would have been doing pretty much nothing proactive that turn if he had just full cleared, which would mean Nalguidan could skull. But obviously, you know, he doesn't know that. A very difficult turn. You know, once his board was actually cleaned up by the Soul Rend on the Blackthorn turn, stopping all that pressure was a pretty big deal, and Nalguidan, you know, the watch post kind of stuck in hand and came down on the turn that No Hands was already down below 10 cards, could just Bristleback it before he started casting his spells. Just kind of like a difficult situation to navigate through. It's hard to say, well, I got to kill my opponent, but, you know, if I need to kill my opponent, I'm not acknowledging their minions, and by the time the skull came out, again, there's nothing reactive from the skull. Everything that the Death Rattle Demon Hunter wants to do is proactive. So once they fall behind, it's hard to get back in. But there you have it. The top 8 is set. Monsanto versus Rami, our first semifinal. Oh. Frozen versus NoHandsGamer, our second semifinal.
Literally going into this week, Monsanto Rami is top versus bottom, although Rami is obviously starting to navigate his way up the league table. No Hands needs a couple more wins to try and get into the top 4. He'd love to get into the top 6, which he's just about secured for the end of this week.